Good morning.
Good afternoon, actually.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this interview. In preparation for our high holiday event for JWC Atlanta, we have over here Dovi Weinroth, and he is a lawyer, a social influencer, dad, author, lots of other things as well. And amongst the books that he wrote is Hashana, which is Tomorrow the Sun Will Rise, which is an incredible book. Hopefully it will be translated into English sometime soon. You can follow Dovi on Facebook for more inspiration. And we have a couple of questions to ask you in preparation for the holidays.
Thank you. I'll try to do my best.
Thank you. And we were wondering what piece of advice, good way of phrasing things or thinking about prayer that can help enter the high holidays with inspiration.
Okay. Actually, you asked for, let's say, the foundations of prayers. Some foundations of prayers to strengthen people with the foundation. So I'll tell you my mindset. Okay, what I do when I pray. First of all, I try to follow and to imply what Rabbi Evan Virol said. He said that, let's say, a prayer without intention, it's like a body without a soul. Yeah, it's. I think it's very. I very connect to this sentence. That's why when I pray, I try to concentrate on the words. I mean, to put intention in every word when I say it. And I think that it's better, less with intention than a lot without intention. This one foundation. Yeah. The other one is that when I pray, let's say now, we should know that tefillah, prayer, is not like an ATM that I put a card into a machine and Hashem, let's say, give you back cash. Because if I see a tefillah, prayer, in this way, I might be disappointed sometimes, because we can see people ask things and wishes, and sometimes it doesn't come true. You might be very disappointed. But I want to emphasize on yes. Another thing, I think prayer is very important. After, if you pray good, I said with intention, so you will see the world after that with more rose glasses. Yeah,
rosy glasses.
Yeah, like rosy glasses. Yeah, if I learn Torah, if I pray good, I see the world in another, let's say, lens. Yeah, this is also another game when you pray to Hashem.
So prayer can also give you a new lens to see
Yes.
the world.
Yes.
If you do it with intention, like you said.
With intention. Yeah, and even if let's say how do you say Chazan, the cantor. The cantor. Yeah, even if the cantor.
Because I didn't remember the word actually.
Sorry?
I didn't remember the word.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So even if the cantor is going fast, don't be. You don't should follow him. Take your step. Take your step. Yeah.
You lead your own prayer.
Yes, one prayer. Yeah, even a little. Take a, let's say, small section and give your attention inside. You feel more motivated.
Is there any advice that you have about formal prayer and how to connect? A lot of times people don't feel connected necessarily, or they don't feel belonging to the words or what have you. What would be your advice? Something that can inspire them?
First of all, I think it's very important to pray on holidays, especially if you can. If you can, because sometimes you cannot. But to go to a synagogue and pray with minyan, how do you say, with
a group of people.
It's very important because group of people give us power. Yeah? When we together, everyone gets power from the.
We're more powerful together than we are apart.
Of course, for sure.
And then children. A lot of our women are moms, and this is a question that comes up. I know for myself as a mom, for everyone that we work with and is a part of our community. How do we as moms or dads inspire our children to come along? How could we help our children be more inspired? Or
my answer?
Yes, your answer.
Do nothing. I mean, what do we do nothing? It's all about personal example, actually. Kids imitate us, and don't preach them to come to Senegal, if they don't do anything. They will do it if you do it. Yeah. So by, as I said, personal example, they will do what you do, and if you do it happily. So it's, of course, that's the key. If you do your commandments, the prayers happily, and you will see you are happy. Actually, I promise it will imitate you. Yeah. Even not now, so you can wait the next year, and then maybe in 2 years, in 3 years, you will do it. At the end, you will do it. You will come to your place. Actually, so to attract your kids, you should do it by filtering yourself, who's happy, and just give them, as I said, personal example. That's it. It's all about this.
I love that. I think that's so beautiful. So your parenting advice is basically no parenting advice. It's just
my father never. It's my mom. Yeah, never asked me to do, force me, let's say, to do things that I feel like I didn't feel forced to do anything, because I just saw him, let's say, my father, learn, he's passion, he's happy, and I do it. I want to do it because I want to do it. I feel it's the best. That's the best way of education, for sure.
Children want to emulate their parents if they see a joyful expression of.
Yes.
When dealing with the overwhelmingness of our own inner world or the world at large as things happen, tragedies, pain, suffering. What is your sage wisdom that can give strength to people in difficult situations?
I very, let's say, connect to Psalms, with King David on Psalms. I think he actually answered almost the whole question you asked me. Yeah. Let's, for example, if I take this question, he said, you maybe will translate it. Yeah. Istaltaf panecha, when you hide your face. Yeah?
You don't need any translation. You're good.
Okay. Ayiti niv'al. I become dismayed. Maybe dismayed. Scared. Okay. Scared. I mean, we become scared when we don't connect to Hashem. So it's, for me, if I feel scared or I feel insecure, for me it's a sign that I should be more connected. For me it's a sign. It's a sign that Hashem actually called me. He said, Dovi, be more connected. And then David HaMelech said, on the other hand, he said, David Hashem Ori Veishi, it's like it's a chapter that we said in Psalms all during the Elul.
The month leading up to the high holidays.
The holidays. We said Hashem. You can see David HaMelech said, even if I should face with a war, I trust you and don't have any. I don't scare actually, because when I connect to Hashem, I don't scare from anything. And it's and you do it by your own way. Everyone has his own way to connect to Hashem.
Your own path to connect to spirituality. Everyone has their own.
Yes, and then I think that's the best way. As I said before, it's also will give you rosy glasses to see the world. Maybe then you will see it not as a scary world, but as a good world. Because as a result, we have also very good things in the world. And not overwhelmed. It's scary. It's also a nice world, a good world, with good people, not just So maybe it's about your
outlook,
your vision. Yeah.
Beautiful. So just to recap, because it feels like a lot of wisdom packed in over there. That's really powerful. Like feeling, instead of being afraid of fear, feeling it as a sign or a signal, an internal signal. I think that's what you were saying.
Yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong. An internal signal that something might not be aligned and I might not be connected to God in that current moment, and that might be not like as a bad thing, but as a signal that I might have to dig deeper and try and connect at that point.
Right.
It's a paradigm shift. Yeah. In spiritual growth, which is what we think about when we think about the new year.
Yeah.
Oftentimes we make these grandiose decisions, like, okay, I'm going to be like such a righteous person, I'm going to and we are oftentimes bitterly disappointed, like the next day.
Yeah.
I always like laugh about the day after Yom Kippur, or even that night on Yom Kippur, like during Yom Kippur, like it feels so easy to be saintly. The next like hour after Yom Kippur, your children are melting down, and it's the easiest thing to lose, that
Yes.
process, and then not to be disappointed in yourself.
Yeah. Someone actually went to Hashana, the top, and he told him.
Then he commits.
He commits.
He commits to. Like he
Yeah,
always
he-
commits to God to do
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, and he doesn't, let's say, stand on his commitments. Yeah, he said he fall down a lot, and he feel frustrated. So Rabbi Steinman told him, "I want to tell you a story. That once there was a very, very, very poor family. No money at all, very, very poor, and they have actually nothing to eat at home. Where the kids were starving, and one time one of the sons went to school, and the rabbi, let's say, shared a very big cake to the students, or let's say he made a party for some reason, and he shared a piece of cake to the student, and this son take this piece, and he said, "Okay, this is for my father. This is for my father." We took a napkin and put it in a box, and he said, "This is for my father. I know he's very, 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 very hungry and starving, and I will give it to him." Okay, so when he went home, on the way home, he himself was very starving. He was hungry, so he said, "Okay, I'll just take a bit from the cake and relate it." So he ate a bit of the cake, and then was, become even more starving, more hungry. So he take more and more and more, and when he get home, he saw that it remains just, a little piece of cakes, and he was ashamed of himself, and he said, it was embarrassment. He said, "No, I will not give it to my father." And his father saw this box, and he said to him, "What is it?" So he told him the story. And the father started crying, because it was the most precious, let's say, cake he ever get. Yeah? And he started crying, and was very excited and proud of his son. And after I said, we all poor in this generation. We all poor. We want to give Hashem a big cake, but at the end we give him just, we say peruim?
Crumbs.
Crumbs, just crumbs. Yeah, crumbs. But this crumbs is so precious to Hashem. This is our generation, because we are a weak generation. So it's like, but this is Hashem, the most precious thing you can get. So I think even if at the end of let's say a big crumbs, we give him just bits of crumbs, it's a lot. It's a lot for Hashem. It's precious for Hashem. And this is why, as one of my rabbis said, sometimes we should want to, let's say, to connect to Hashem, but sometimes we are so weak that we cannot even want. So he said, okay, Dovi, so we should want to feel connected to Hashem. If it's difficult for us even to want to feel connected to Hashem, so we should want to feel connected to Hashem. Always just, if you have the small wire of driving, of desire to be connected to Hashem, it's a lot for Hashem.
Beautiful.
So I wish all of you actually a very happy, new and sweet year.
All the JWC women in Atlanta.
Yeah, all of you. And may Hashem will fulfill our wishes, and we will feel, content and confidence, and maybe Mashiach will come this year. May Hashem.